They were once the golden couple, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, gliding through crowds like they had stepped straight out of a modern fairy tale. Perfectly dressed, perfectly smiling, perfectly in love. At least that's what the cameras captured, that's what the magazines printed, and that's what millions of fans around the world believed. But oh, how quickly fairy tales can turn into whispered scandals, because now that perfect picture is cracking and the whole world is leaning in to watch. It wasn't a leaked phone call. It wasn't a paparazzi ambush. It wasn't even a scandalous slip in an interview. No, it all unraveled with something so small, so seemingly ordinary, a single tap. Harry was at the podium, microphone in hand, pouring out his heart as he does best, calm, articulate, admired. The spotlight was his. But then, out of nowhere, Meghan appeared behind him. No cue, no introduction, just her, walking up with that unmistakable aura of command. And then it happened. She tapped him on the back, just a little tap, but the world saw it. The look on Harry's face shifted. His speech faltered for a fraction of a second. The rhythm broke. The illusion shattered. People called it the tap heard around the world. And dramatic as that sounds, it wasn't far off. Because in that one blink and you miss it moment, something raw and unscripted slipped through the polished armor of their carefully curated brand. Harry didn't hand her the mic. He didn't step aside. He froze. And in that hesitation, every rumor, every whisper, every doubt about their marriage suddenly had a face. Social media went wild. Frame-by-frame breakdowns flooded TikTok. Analysts studied Harry's facial expression like detectives. Memes exploded. Hashtags trended. Did Meghan steal his moment? Threads hit Reddit like wildfire. Everyone had an opinion. Was it Meghan's power move, Harry's silent rebellion, or the first public crack in what was supposed to be an unshakable union? But the truth? That tap wasn't an isolated incident. It wasn't a glitch. It was the symptom of something far bigger, something insiders had been whispering about for months. Behind the curtain, when love turns into strategy, rumors say the fights behind closed doors aren't new. They don't explode in screaming matches, but in small, exhausting disagreements. What to wear, what to say in interviews, which causes to champion, who gets the last word in their campaigns. It sounds trivial, but those are the kind of cracks that turn into earthquakes in a marriage already under global scrutiny. Meghan, always the strategist, wants everything controlled, calculated, flawless. Harry, the diplomat, has always gone along until now. But lately, his patience is thinning. Friends whisper that his famous smile, the one that once looked natural and warm, is starting to look forced. Observers notice that his hesitation on stage wasn't an accident, it was the tip of a much larger iceberg. Harry, who once gave everything to Meghan, his loyalty, his protection, his entire royal identity, now looks like a man trying to carve out space for himself again. Slowly, quietly, carefully. Meghan, on the other hand, isn't backing down. Her energy is sharp, commanding, relentless, admirable to some, overpowering to others. But here's the catch. Harry is no longer the man she first married, and Meghan is no longer the woman she once was. The lines are shifting, not in the explosive divorce papers filed way, but in the subtle recalibration that says, this marriage is not the same anymore. The whispers turn louder. After the tap moment, whispers became roars. Social media caught fire. Analysts called it a power struggle, and insiders confirmed this has been brewing for months. Scheduling events has turned into battlegrounds. Decisions over which causes to highlight come with friction. Even small choices, like who speaks first at an appearance, spark tension. Meghan wants clarity, consistency, and control. Harry craves freedom, instinct, something more natural and less curated. Meghan thrives in meticulously planned environments. Harry is starting to suffocate under the weight of constant performance. It's not about love, one friend reportedly shared. They still care deeply for each other. But love isn't always enough when your entire marriage feels like a brand campaign, and that's the heart of it. Their marriage is not just a relationship, it's a production, a business, a brand that demands perfect synchronization. And when one partner starts resisting the choreography, the performance wobbles. Silence, hesitations, and the strain of image. Insiders say Meghan sees Harry's hesitation as disloyalty. Harry sees Meghan's control as suffocating. It doesn't explode in fights, it simmers. An awkward silence at dinner, a second take on an interview answer, retreating into separate rooms after a long day. That's the kind of tension that gnaws at you slowly, silently, until the distance is impossible to ignore. And then there's the image, the shiny, polished, progressive power couple who broke away from the monarchy to create something new. That image has become their prison. Every slip, every viral clip, every off-body language moment fuels speculation. Meghan knows it, and that's why she doubles down on control. She's protecting their empire, but in doing so, she's tightening the leash around a man who desperately needs to breathe. Harry's friends whisper he's been reaching out more. Old mates, old habits, even old causes he once abandoned. Solo ventures, private projects, things that don't involve Meghan. It's not rebellion, it's survival. A desperate attempt to remember who he was before his entire life became a stage production. The harmony that once seemed effortless now feels forced, like a dance where both partners are slightly offbeat, trying to keep up appearances for the audience even as the rhythm slips away. A marriage under the microscope. And let's not forget, the audience isn't just friends or family, it's the entire world. Every glance, every pause, every tiny gesture gets dissected. Meghan's assertiveness is called domineering. Harry's silences are painted as submission. And no matter what they do, the interpretations never stop. The cameras never turn off. Even when they leave the stage, the internet keeps rolling. And in that endless spotlight, every hesitation becomes a headline. Every awkward silence turns into a trending hashtag. Friends close to Harry say he's leaned back into therapy, trying to figure out what balance looks like. He doesn't want to lose Meghan, but he also doesn't want to lose himself. For him, California was supposed to be freedom, a fresh start away from the palace, away from the monarchy's suffocating rules. But now, it feels like another trap, different stage, different rules, same pressure. And what makes it worse? Their business is built on their image, their documentaries, interviews, appearances. They aren't just passion projects. They're the foundation of the empire they've built. And when the foundation, unity, love, shared purpose, starts to crack, the whole empire shakes with it. The spark versus the silence insiders say there are still flashes of the old magic, shared jokes, little touches, those moments where you can see why they fell in love. But those sparks are fewer now, drowned out by the heavy silence that creeps in more often. Harry looks tired, some say. Meghan looks guarded. The natural rhythm they once shared has been replaced by a cautious choreography. Like every move is rehearsed, every smile practiced, every interaction filtered through the question, how will this look to the world? And when a marriage starts feeling more like a performance than a partnership, the cracks only grow. The empire at risk. Let's be clear, this isn't just about love, it's about legacy, brand, business. Every time Meghan pushes forward with a new project, Harry is expected to show up, smile, and stand by her side. Every time Harry hesitates, the brand weakens. Their team feels it, their sponsors see it, and worst of all, they feel it themselves. That's the unspoken truth of their situation. They can't simply step back, their image is their livelihood. But when the image is built on love and the love starts to look fragile, everything is at risk. And the world is watching like hawks circling prey. Because this isn't just any couple, this is Meghan and Harry, the couple who dared to leave the palace, who turned their backs on the monarchy, who said they'd rewrite the rules. And now the question everyone's whispering is, are they even rewriting the rules together anymore? Meghan's power versus Harry's peace. At the heart of all this lies a simple clash. Meghan wants power, Harry wants peace. Meghan thrives on leadership, direction, control. Harry longs for space, authenticity, and breathing room. Neither is wrong, both are valid, but in a marriage, if those desires can't find common ground, the bond starts to fray. Some say Meghan should step back, give Harry room to rediscover himself. Others argue that asking her to shrink after she's fought so hard to have a voice is unfair, and that's what makes this story so magnetic. It's not just about them, it's about every relationship where one person leads and the other follows until they don't. Cracks in the fairy tale fans are already noticing. The warmth, the spontaneity, the natural affection, it feels dialed back, not gone but filtered, calculated. And the question is, can they keep up this performance forever? Behind closed doors, Harry is said to be dipping his toes into solo projects again, exploring causes he left behind, dreaming of ventures that don't have Meghan's stamp on them. Not to rebel, but to survive, to hold on to the fragments of himself that feel like him. Meghan, meanwhile, isn't slowing down. Her sharp energy, her relentless drive, her forward momentum, it keeps pulling her into the spotlight. And in that spotlight, Harry stands beside her, smiling, supportive but quieter than before. The once golden couple now look more like co-stars in a drama they can't escape. The question everyone's asking: will this storm pass? Or is it the beginning of something bigger? Some believe this is just a phase, that all couples hit walls, especially when fame, business, and personal growth collide. They say Harry and Meghan will recalibrate, find their rhythm again, and continue their fairy tale. But others aren't so sure. The spark looks dimmer, the smiles look heavier. And when tension outweighs tenderness, no amount of brand polish can hide it forever. What we're seeing isn't a fairy tale gone bad. It's something far more real. Two people under unbearable pressure, pulled in different directions, trying to hold on while the world watches every move. And that's why the gossip won't stop. Because the story of Meghan and Harry is no longer just about love. It's about power, peace, image, survival. and whether their marriage can withstand the weight of all four. For now, Meghan keeps pushing forward. Harry keeps standing by her, and the performance continues. But one uncomfortable glance at a time, one awkward hesitation after another, the cracks are showing, and the world isn't just watching, it's waiting.